Midweek greetings from Radically Rational and radicallyrational.com. Okay, there is no fringe wing of the Republican Party. There is now just the Republican Party. Think about this and tell me where I'm wrong. Your admission to the clubhouse is not only a willingness to lie, it's an insistence on lying, and you will be excommunicated if you have the temerity to tell the truth. I was looking at social media last night and I saw one reference to Liz Cheney, quote, being a snake. So let's get this straight. If you lie, you're not a snake. But if you refuse to lie, you're a snake. And that is no longer a fringe position. That is what the Republican Party is at this point. Wowee. Okay, one more thing. Had an interesting experience yesterday, BB and I did. We went to Subway to pick up some sandwiches because we were going to go out to Brackenridge Park and have a little mini picnic because after all, the temperature was under 247 degrees yesterday. So we thought we'd take advantage of it. Okay, BB and I are both fully vaccinated and double boosted. We're the same age, or at least we will be in one day. We're 68. We're in reasonably good shape, but for a variety of reasons, we'd prefer not to get COVID if you don't mind. And as you know, right now, the vaccines we have now, while highly protective against death and severe disease, are not necessarily going to keep you from getting infected. Now, we'll have a new generation of vaccines here in maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and that'll be a good thing. But in the meantime, we're going to take precautions. So BB and I carry masks with us, and we evaluate it situationally, okay? And if we deem it appropriate, we put on a mask. All right, so we're standing in a long line in Subway, and BB and I put on our masks. And by the way, we go to this Subway probably once every 2 weeks, and we've always worn a mask in there, so no big deal. While we're in there, and this is the first time that BB or I have experienced this in the, 2 years of the pandemic, there's a guy in there that starts harassing us really pretty loudly and pretty personally for wearing masks. Okay. So Fat Boy walks out of the Subway and he's smug and he thinks he's done the world a service here, and there's this implication, of snowflake, cupcake, something like that. Well, you know who's talking to you. Hell yes, I followed him out. And I said, hey, Fat Boy, stop and stay in your lane. Now, Fat Boy, that's not an exaggeration because he's 100 pounds overweight. He's even older than I am. He's wheezing and he's limping. He heard this and he knew an earnest warning when he heard it because he slinked off with his fat tail between his fat legs. No, now here's the deal. You people who are talking about freedom, that you don't want to be forced to wear a mask. Okay, freedom is on the other side of the coin too. If we want to wear a mask because we're evaluating things on a situational basis, wouldn't that be a matter of our freedom? Bottom line here, you know who you're talking to. Be real careful with the snowflake references. You know what? I want to talk about UIW football for a second. I went to practice yesterday because I have the privilege, and it is the privilege. I'm their live streaming play-by-play guy. We got the season opener coming up September 3rd against Southern Illinois, and I go out to practice. Let me tell you something. That program is in good shape under their new coach, G.J. Kinney. And they've got some football players. They've got a couple of receivers in Taylor Grimes and Darian Chafin who could play anywhere. And they've got an offensive left tackle, Nash Jones. As they say, that guy could easily be playing on Sunday someday. I could not be fired up. Go Cardinals. Go support your Cardinals. We are radically rational.